Expenditure surging to 18.18 billion compared to 14.07 billion in the previous fiscal year. And Gatundu South Member of Parliament Gabriel Gakombe to undergo mental assessment before plea taking in alleged murder case. And the Independent Policing Oversight Authority IPOA condemns motorist assault on police officer in Kasarani, citing a disregard for the rule of law. Well, K24 Evening Edition begins right now. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session is Walter Asewe. The Lands and Environment Court in Nairobi has today revoked the title issued to the Independence Party, KANU, and ruled that the Ministry of Tourism is the lawful owner of the Kenyatta International Conference Center, KICC. In her ruling, Justice Jacqueline Mogeni says KANU violated the procedure and the law in acquiring the property in dispute and therefore upheld a presidential executive order of 2003 that reclaimed KICC. Let's listen to that report.
This court finds that the petitioner's petition is unmerited and is hereby dismissed with court.
Independence Party, the Kenya African National Union, KANU, has lost its quest to repossess the Kenyatta International Conference Center, KICC. The Lands and Environment Court has termed a petition filed by KANU as unmerited and consequently dismissed their case.
A declaration is hereby issued that LR 209/11157 was obtained illegally, unlawfully, and procedurally, and without following legal procedure, and hence analysis had been issued.
Justice Jacqueline Mogeni ruled that KANU had illegally, unprocedurally, and unlawfully acquired KICC and the land where the iconic building stands.
That the title for LR number 209/11157 in the name of the first respondent of the cross petition is hereby revoked.
Instead, the Lands and Environment Court has upheld the Minister of Tourism as the legal owner of the property in dispute.
A declaration is hereby issued that the Ministry of Tourism is the lawful owner of the suit land LR 209/19829 and the first respondent registration of LR 209/1157 is unlawful, illegal, and is unconstitutional.
The ruling further states the ministry is legally the owner of all lands across the country where iconic structures stand. KANU had argued that it acquired the disputed land in the year 1969 before being handed the title documents in 1989. The judge says the documents are illegal.
That the title documents and leasehold interest created in LR number 209/11157 is illegal.
The Independence Party lost ownership of KICC in February 2003 following a presidential executive order issued by then-President Mwai Kibaki. The order came a few months after KANU was dislodged from power. 4 years ago, KANU moved to the Lands and Environment Court to wrestle back KICC from the government before today's ruling that brings to an end the ownership tussle. Notably, KICC is among the parastatals the government intends to privatize. Timothy Simwa, K24 TV.
Gatundu South Member of Parliament Gabriel Gakombe, alias Gigi Gakombe, was early today arraigned in Machakos High Court for the offense of murder, contrary to Section 203 as read with Section 204 of the Penal Code. Judge Justice Rayola directed that the accused be detained at the Muthaiga police station as he awaits mental health assessment on Wednesday before taking plea. Electa Nodera with more on the story.
According to the particulars in court, Gatundu South MP Gabriel Kagombe is accused of the offence that on May 17, 2024, at around 4:30 p.m. at the Kimochu area in Makongeni, Thika West, Kiambu County, he murdered David Nduati Wataha.
And since it was given ex parte and a date was given for inter-party hearing, there's nothing that stops the state from charging when investigations are complete. And therefore, my lordship, that this person cannot be released to be escorted from his home to be taken for mental assessment.
While making the ruling that will see Kagombe's mental health assessed before taking plea, Judge Francis Raiola directed that the accused be detained.
I do therefore order that the accused person is taken to Kiambu Level 5 Hospital on Wednesday, 5th of June, to have assessment done.
In his defense, Kagombe, who was represented by a battery of lawyers and didn't take a plea, questioned the state to lay bare reasons for his transfer to Machakos law courts, even as the case was still handled by DCI.
When asked for the particulars of the offense was committed somewhere in Thika.
The accused stated that the staff was not acting in good faith and it violated the constitution as he is a member of parliament.
Arrested blatantly.
The state asserted that the accused was granted anticipatory bail as he was apprehensive of arrest by police, with his defense lawyers stating that the doctors should have conducted a mental health assessment over the weekend since he was arrested on Friday.
You can't run away from this mandate. Deciding the people of Katun South. You have to set something ready to abide by any conditions the court may give.
They argued that his transfer to Machakos will make investigation an expensive affair, as he had successfully obtained an anticipatory bond granted by the Kiambu Law Court.
If you read straight the invitation of the court, charging means reading out a plea. That has not been done.
The accused will be brought in the same court on Friday this week for plea taking. Electin Odera, K24 TV.
The finance chair, Kuria Kimani, has hinted that it will be difficult to remove the 2.5% motor vehicle tax as long as the budget for the next financial year remains unchanged. Kimani argues that the 58 billion expected from the tax is crucial for financing the upcoming fiscal budget. Without this tax, there would be a significant budget deficit affecting crucial sectors that have already been allocated funds. Joel Chacha reports.
The second week of the public hearing on the Finance Bill 2024 started today, where the Finance Committee Chair Kuria Kimani hinted that scrapping the contentious motor vehicle tax might not be possible.
The easiest thing is to just cut the budget. Let's cut the budget. But when you're moving the finance bill, everyone wants to oppose it. Okay? When you're moving the appropriations bill, everyone wants to increase it. So that is irony. That members of parliament want their budget increased, but they don't want the taxes increased.
He argues that the tax is expected to generate 58 billion Kenya shillings, which is necessary to avoid a budget deficit that could impact key sectors.
I was asking National Treasury what the financial implication is, and the projections around 58.02 billion. And so, on the other option then, if we have to really get rid of it, we would reduce the budget by 58 billion.
However, the Association of Kenya Insurance have rejected the tax, warning that it could lead to an increase in the number of vehicle owners, evading insurance coverage, which currently stands at 1.5 million out of 3 million vehicles on the roads.
So, if we introduce a tax, because this is where I'm going, if we introduce this tax, we are going to make sure that even these 1.5 million people who have come through to buy insurance cover, they could very easily drop through the cracks and not come for insurance cover, because by not coming for insurance cover, they will be evading the tax.
The association further cited the implications of the clause in the finance bill, with massive job losses for agents, brokers, and even mechanics, while owners who involved in accidents will count losses in millions.
Our feel is so strong that Kenyans will stop taking out insurance, comprehensive insurance covers. And this has two double effects. One, that the penetration, the contribution of insurance to the GDP, of course, will come down. But more importantly, we'll be exposing Kenyans to out-of-pocket expenses, as in when you either lose your car to theft, or whether you lose your car, or whether your car gets damaged as a result of an accident.
Joel Chacha, K24 TV, Nairobi.
Legislators from the Coast region convened under the Coast Parliamentary Group have rallied behind their governor's decision to prohibit muguka, a stimulant deemed hazardous. Boniface Msangi with that report.
The cost battle against the Muguka menace has now entered the legislative arena, with regional leaders pledging to elevate the fight to the National Assembly.
Tutaenda tani ya bunge ili tubadilishe sheria ambazo zinagandamiza ama zinafanya Muguka uuzwe hapa kwetu.
Chair of the Coastal Parliamentary Group, Danson Moshako, has condemned Muguka as harmful substance, endorsing the coastal governor's ban and advocating for an amendment to the Crop Act to remove Muguka as a cash crop.
Muguka unaua mbegu ama chembe za kiume, sperms, ndio kwa asilimia kubwa sana, zaidi ya 50. Na tumesema kwamba tukiendelea kukula huu Muguka kwa watoto wetu wa kivulana na hata wa kisichana, basi miaka kidogo ijayo tutakuwa hatuna jamii ya kujivunia.
Ninyi mkifundisha watoto wenu huko kwa sababu ya Muguka, huku kuna vijana wengi ambao hawaendi shule, wana drop, wamekuwa zombies kwa sababu ya Muguka. Kwa hivyo tuangalie yale madhara, tusiangalie sana the economic benefits.
Wana kusikiza Waembu peke yao kuweka pesa 500 million katika sumu ya Muguka kwetu ni kejeli.
In a rare display of unity, lawmakers from both the ruling United Democratic Alliance UDA and the opposition ODM, led by Deputy Majority Leader Owen Baya and Yala member Hassan Omar, have criticized President William Ruto's stance on the Muguka ban, urging him to remain neutral in addressing the conflict.
We also form vigilante groups. Hii Muguka kama hata watu wamesema ingie, sisi tutasema haitaingia, because hata sisi if they think they have power na watu, sisi tulisikia wanatu threaten hata watakuja huku, hata sisi tunaweza waambia hizo gari tutarudisha, na tukan either reduce tuzirudisha kama magari ama kama jivu. So mimi nataka niwaambie sisi hatutakuwa waoga na wao, na tunasema Muguka hapa Mombasa na coast nzima haitauzwa, na kama wanataka kutulazimisha tutapambana na wao.
Hatuwezi kukubali sumu hapa. Ni kama watu wanavyosema, kama lazima hiyo sumu iuzwe na uchumi uimarike. Ndugu yangu Cecily ambaye mimi ni naibu wake mwenyekiti katika UDA, mimi nitakuja kumsaidia kufanya marketing Embu, lakini watu wetu na jamii zetu aziwache.
As far as Kilifi is concerned and Coast Region is concerned, we are going to protect ourselves against this drug if the government will not going to stand with us. Kama ni magari kuchomwa yatachomwa, na hata kama ni vifo vitatokea, manake tunajua athari ambazo zinakuja na Muguka ni zaidi ya faida ambayo iko na Muguka.
These leaders have declined to meet with Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mithika Linturi, insisting on discussions solely with President Ruto.
Na wabunge pia wale ambao wataalikwa, tunaomba kwamba wasihudhurie, na magavana pia tumewaambia wasihudhurie, kwa sababu tunajua mkutano huu hautatoa mwafaka wowote.
Si sawa, si heshima kwamba wenzetu walikana rais, sisi tukakae na waziri. Hatuwezi kufanya kitu kama hiyo.
National Assembly Minority Leader Opiyo Ndai affirmed ODM Azimio unwavering support for the bill, pledging solidarity with the coastal leaders in their crusade against Muguka.
It's not in the objective interest of this country to continue to allow for the rampant consumption of Muguka, with its obviously adverse effects on the lives of our young people. So this debate must continue.
Msangi, K24, Mombasa.
Well, that report by Boniface brings us to a fast break right here in K24 Evening Edition. I'll be back with more updates in a short while.
Have you watched K24? We would love to hear from you. Send us your feedback on what you like and what you don't